Hey, welcome back to Nell's Kitchen, and today the entree I am making for you is going to be Chipotle stuffed chicken with a raspberry Dijon sauce. Okay, so in my bowl I already have my 10-ounce box of frozen chopped spinach that I have thawed and squeezed very dry, and my green onions. Now I am going to go ahead and put in my 2 chipotle peppers that are chopped up, along with the adobo sauce that they're canned in. Now, chipotle peppers can be found. They're just in a can like this. They're just usually in the Mexican foods aisle, near the chopped green chilies, the jalapenos, the refried beans, all that kind of stuff. So that's where you'd find those. Okay, and then I'm going to put in my 8 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese. I'm using plain because that's what I have on hand, but you could also use chive and onion. You could use the garden vegetable. Even the spinach and artichoke would be fine in this dish. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grate 1 clove of garlic into my bowl, just right into it. I've already peeled the garlic. Just going to go ahead and grate it and get it in there. One thing I really like about this recipe is this cream cheese mixture. If you have extra left over when you are done with your chicken, it makes a fantastic sandwich. It goes great in wraps, on turkey sandwiches, ham sandwiches, any sandwiches. It's just wonderful. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and mix that up and get it all nice and smooth. Okay, as you can see, I've got it all mixed up. I also went ahead and added my 1/8 of a teaspoon, 1/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. Just add it to taste. You just want it to complement the chipotle flavor, not be overwhelming. Okay, so I've got that all mixed up. I'm going to set that aside for just a minute. Now I'm going to go ahead and you're going to pound out some chicken breasts to get them nice and flat. You want them to be about 1/8 of an inch thick. I trim my chicken breasts of all the visible fat that I can find, and then I go ahead and I put them inside of a Ziploc, zip top type bag, and I go at it with a hammer. A meat tenderizer would work. The bottom of a flat, heavy skillet works. A mallet works. It doesn't take too long to pound them out pretty thin. And you want to make sure that they're as even as possible so that they cook evenly. And you also want to make sure that you don't pound them so hard that you put a hole in it, because then your cream cheese mixture will leak out all over the place. Okay. There, and that only takes just a couple of seconds. Now, what I'm going to go ahead and do is pull that out. And you actually want to set them top side down, and you'll be able to tell what the top side of them is, because the top kind of helps to hold them together. Then you're just going to go ahead and take some of your cream cheese mixture, a couple tablespoons full, and set it right smack in the center of that chicken breast. Go ahead and wrap it over so that the edges are covered. Go and roll it on up, kind of like you would a burrito. Now, what I'm going to do is I also have a spice rub mixture here that I've made. It's paprika, cumin, coriander, and some garlic, salt, and onion powder. And I'm just going to take some of that and sprinkle that right over the top and get it all nice and rubbed in. And then just going to go ahead and set them in your baking pan, seam side down. Just want to go ahead and repeat that with your remaining chicken breasts and the remaining spice rub. And go ahead and get them in your pan, and then you're going to want to put them in a preheated 425-degree oven for about 35 minutes or until they're done in the center. Okay, now while your chicken's baking at any point during the baking time, even up to like 5 minutes before you're ready to go, you want to go ahead and make your raspberry Dijon sauce. To make this sauce, all you're going to do is, in a saucepan over about medium heat, you're going to go ahead and put about a half a cup, a little more if you want a little bit more sauce, it's okay, you can double the sauce recipe or not. Half a cup of raspberry all fruit preserves, and go ahead and whisk that together with a third of a cup of chicken stock. And get that all nice and combined. You're going to want to bring it to a boil. I like to use the seedless raspberry, but like for this time I don't have seedless, I have just regular old raspberry jam, and that works just fine as well. Whatever you have on hand, you can always substitute something. Okay. Blackberry would be another good one to substitute. And you are going to put about a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half of lime juice in there. Measure that out here. One. Woo! Hello, getting myself here. And another half. In there. Then we're going to go ahead and, woo! Coming down at me. Put about, this is kind of to taste. I like kind of a Dijon-y flavor, so I'm going to put a good heaping tablespoon of Dijon mustard in my sauce. All you're going to do is go ahead and whisk that together and let it cook over the medium-low heat until it all comes together and it's nice and thick. It'll take maybe 5-6 minutes on low heat. So alright, and you can see it's a really pretty color. It's got the bits of fruit in there. And we'll just let that come together. Alright, now when your sauce is simmered for a few minutes, you're going to go ahead and finish your sauce using about a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half of butter. Just get that in there and whisk that good. Now with this sauce, you do want to be careful. If you turn it up on high, really high to get it to simmer quickly, you can't leave it. It'll boil right over. It almost did it on me a couple times, and I was standing right here. So you do want to make sure that you are watching the sauce so that it doesn't burn and that it doesn't boil over. As you can see, my butter's melting in there real good. And that's all you're going to do. You're just going to let it go ahead and finish like that. Keep it on low. Let it simmer a little bit just until your chicken is ready. Okay, and now I've pulled my chicken out of the oven, and as you can see, it's got the nice cheesy spinachy filling in the middle. And I'm just going to go ahead and close that back up, and then I'm just going to serve it with my sauce. I'm just going to take my nice sauce. It's a thin sauce, but you want it to be thin, and just go ahead and pour that right over my chicken. And there you go. That is your Chipotle stuffed chicken with raspberry Dijon glaze.